So in this session we shall go through a new theme in the subject, that is filters. So by definition, what is a filter? By definition, you might have come across the concept of the process of filtering way back in primary school. Means when we pass something through a filter, something is passed and something is stopped. फिल्टर जे आपण चाळणी म्हणतो, गहू चाळायचे असतील आणि गव्हात थोडे बारीक रवा असेल, कोंडा असेल आणि एक मोठी चाळण आहे. चाळल्यानंतर कोंडा बाहेर पडतो, गहू आत राहतात. कोंडा बाहेर पडतो, गहू आत राहतात. So filtering essentially consists of, there is a mix of something, and when that mix of something is passed, something, or when you make something, bring something into that filter, something is passed beyond that, passed through that filter, and something is stopped back. So this is the concept of a filter. So in case of now, the subject, in the context of the subject, what this filter corresponds to? So the filter corresponds to a circuit whose gain is frequency dependent. I will tell very clearly now that a sinusoidal signal is being considered because that sinusoid, the filter consists of components like either L or C. Only using R you can't construct a filter. So some component like inductor or capacitor whose reactance is frequency dependent is required to be part of the filter. So in that case, we use sinusoid because of the fact that a sinusoid of given frequency, when passed through any network which consists, either it may be passive network consisting of only R, L and C, or it can be an active network consisting of R, L, C, a multiplier and adder, the resultant is always sinusoid of same frequency, and what may change is the amplitude with respect to original input signal and the phase of the output with input. So input sinusoid and output sinusoid, when plotted one below each other, their frequency is same, amplitude changes. If it is passive circuit, it reduces, and if it is active circuit, it may increase also, and phase is shifted. So by filter we essentially mean that when I connect a system which I will design now, and when I apply an input, when I obtain an output, when input is sine omega t, it may be cos also. When I say sine, it is sinusoid. Output will be always something into a omega sine omega t plus phi omega. So for any network which you construct using R, L and C and multipliers and adders, the output would be a omega sine omega t plus phi omega. So essentially the sinusoid will maintain same frequency, and because of that you can talk about amplitude gain and phase shift. So you can plot A omega versus omega, and you can also plot phi omega versus omega. I hope it is quite simple and quite clear. Then, depending upon the type of filter what we get, there are 4 types of filters: low pass filters, high pass filters, band pass filters, and band stop filters. What is a low pass means? What is expected out of an ideal low pass filter which we can never construct? An ideal low pass filter should offer a gain of 1 up to a certain frequency, and then the gain should drop to 0. It is low pass filter. High pass filter is obviously exactly reverse. High pass filter. Band pass filter would be like this, and band stop filter would be something like this. Is it clear? So filter is very simple concept. High pass, low pass, high pass, band pass, band stop. And now what is essential is either of the elements L or C is essential part of the filter. If it is only using R, L, any of these 3 components, R, L and any of these 3 components, which must include either of them, L or C. Only L and C can comprise a filter, R and C can comprise a filter, R and L can comprise a filter. This is called as passive filters. And if we use multiplier and adder is optional, we can have active filter. So effectively what we require is ultimately the gain. So input, I think we spent a lot of time, in which input we apply as sin omega t, capacitive reactance we take as 1 upon j omega c, inductive reactance we take as j omega L, resistance is R, we compute everything, and after we compute everything we get something in terms of J. Then J, what we do for J sine, we take it as cos. For J sine we take it as cos, and sine something sine omega t plus something cos omega t is always some other thing sine omega t plus something. So that we can get very easily. Whatever we have discussed till now, we will take some examples and we will show how filters work. Then ideally what we require? Ideally we require that the filter should offer a gain of filters we expect is something which we want should be passed as it is, something which we don't want should be completely stopped. That is not possible. We can approach towards a design, but we can't achieve that, and there are various ways with which we can approach that we will discuss, and I hope that it is very simple, and I think straight away we get it. Then if we apply to a filter, if we apply a mixture of few frequencies, then in the output we also get a mixture of those frequencies, but means suppose if I apply something sine omega t, or if I apply sine omega 1t plus sine omega 2t, in that case output would be a omega 1 sine omega 1t plus phi 1 omega plus a 2 omega or a omega 2 sine omega 2t phi omega 2. So output will be having a mixture of two signs would be different shape. The output will have a different shape. If you have gone through somewhere in Fourier analysis, then if I apply a square wave, what is square wave? Square wave is sum of multiple sinusoids. Square wave is a sum of multiple sinusoids. So if I apply a square wave multiple sinusoids will pass through the filter with multiple gains, and what we obtain is something other than a square wave. So filters, if we pass a pure sinusoid, the pure sinusoid is coming out with a different gain and phase shift, and the gain and phase shift depends upon the frequency. But if I apply a mix of multiple frequency sinusoids, then what I obtain is totally different. So we go through different circuits one by one. A simple circuit which I always like is this. This is why I like is because it is constructed with very simple components, input and output. So what this is? If I apply sine omega t here, what I obtain, this is 1 and this is 1. So output is 1 upon j omega c is 1 upon 1 upon j omega plus 1, multiplying numerator and denominator by j omega. It is 1 upon 1 plus j omega sine omega. 1 upon 1 plus j omega sine omega t. 1 upon 1 plus j omega sine omega t. This I can write, this I can have as, I can rationalize 1 minus j omega upon 1 plus omega square. 1 minus j omega upon 1 plus omega square into sine omega t. This is, I can further have 1 upon 1 plus omega square into bracket sine omega t minus j sine omega t. So j minus j omega, I can take omega here, sine omega t. J sine omega t is cos omega t, so I can also write 1 upon 1 plus omega square into sine omega t minus omega cos omega t. So sine omega t minus omega cos omega t will be always sine omega t sine of omega t plus something into something. So this would be something, say a sine omega t plus phi. So this a and phi will depend upon this coefficient and this coefficient. So if you go through some complex number logic which you must have gone in some other subjects, this 1 upon 1 plus omega square into 1 minus j omega sine omega t, this directly you can have 1 minus j omega is under root 1 plus omega square sine of, this you can remember, if so you can derive it later on. Right now we don't have that much time, so you can keep it in mind that if you have got a plus jb into sine omega t is what is a sine omega t plus jb or plus b j sine omega t, that is equal to a sine omega t plus b cos omega t. This you can write as sine of omega t plus tan inverse of b by a, and this into bracket under root a square plus b square. So a plus jb sine omega t is under root a square plus b square sine of omega t plus tan of b by a. So this is ultimately 1 plus under root omega square sine of omega t, this is minus, so tan inverse of minus omega upon 1, that is omega, so it is plus tan inverse of minus omega, that is minus tan inverse of omega upon 1 plus omega square. So this is ultimately 1 upon under root 1 plus omega square into sine of omega t minus tan inverse of omega. So what is the output? if input is sin omega t, output will be output will be 1 upon under root 1 plus omega square sin of omega t minus tan inverse of omega. So input is sinusoid, input amplitude is 1, output is sinusoid, output amplitude is 1 upon under root 1 plus omega square, and output phase is tan inverse of omega. So what we can plot, omega, this is called as A omega, and this entirely is called as phi omega. So phi omega is minus tan inverse of omega, and A omega is 1 upon under root 1 plus omega square. At omega equal to 0, this is 1. At omega equal to infinity, it is 0. So at omega equal to 0, it is 1. At omega equal to 1, it is 1 by root 2 quarter half power point, and so it will reduce slowly. So as it is low pass filter, what we want like this, but we don't get. So it is low pass filter. This is A omega versus omega, and if you want to plot phi omega, at omega equal to 0, tan inverse of omega is 0, and at omega equal to 90, at omega equal to infinity, it will go to pi by 2. At omega equal to 1, it will be pi by 4. So phase is like this, asymptotically moving to 90. This is pi by 2, minus pi by 2. So this is phi omega. So a low pass filter will offer you a gain which will fall as frequency increases, and phase which will shift as frequency increases. So this is low pass filter. Next we go for high pass filter.